Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expected, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know, when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. Basically, that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hi, what's going on? All right, make sure. Oh, okay. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Take a seat. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. All right, we got 120 people in the room. Come on, fill in from the front to the back. Don't sit in the back. Don't be no stranger, okay? Y'all come on in, okay? If you got a wristband, you lit up in green, you got your wristband on, head on over to the VIP section, okay? Everybody else, there's still plenty seats down front. No, it's the same camera. I don't know, the other night it was just acting stupid, but it's the same camera. Well, let me say hi to the people while y'all come on in and take a seat. Kenneth is here. The head Ursha is in the house. And he has programs. Y'all listen to his directions. He gonna tell y'all where to seat. I said where to sit. All right, Ronnie, the informed, Gabby, Sweet Pea, what's going on? Hey, Chuck. Hey, Boot. Corey, what's going on? Hey, Terry, DB, C. Jones, Amber, Sweet Candy, Auntie Eva, Lovely Nola. Letitia Stewart said, hey, everybody from sunny Arizona. It's hotter than a witch's cooter. I ain't know witches had hot cooters, but I get the point. What's up, TAC? What's going on? Ash Tuck, Yvette, what's going on? What's this say? Schooner Monique Taylor? I hope I said that right, but I got the Monique Taylor part. Hey, girl, hey. What's up, Abby? CC, what's going on? Those of you that watch the House of Dragons, Abby, Kiss My Cheeks, and El Teddy are going to be doing a review at 8 o'clock. I won't be there because, child, I ain't finished watching the episode yet, so there's that. But they're gonna be over there. So if you guys, y'all tip the finger up and head on out at 8 o'clock and head on over there. Kenneth said, people getting out of jail, people going to jail. I only got one question. Has anyone checked on Marla Gibbs? Baby Marla Gibbs is doing a whole book release. Baby Marla Gibbs wrote a book and she having a whole book release. Okay. Yes. Marla Gibbs is, yes. What's up, B-Lo? Miss Rail, pretty gray eyes. Hey, what's up, Miss Cookie, Yogi, Cajun? Hey, Millie Gang. Okay, there he go with DB. DBA say nothing to you. You started with her. Let the record reflect. Cajun started with DB today. Okay, let the record reflect. Tawana, did I tell you yesterday they don't have any more rooms? I thought I called you and told you that. I mean, I thought I sent you a message, but if I didn't, my apologies. They don't have any more, but my suggestion is like every other day, just check because somebody might cancel or something like that, but they go really quick. So my suggestion is to check, okay? Miss Baythane, Kitty Doc, hey girl, hey, what's up, Rock Chick? Delbra Telfort, hey, what's going on? Hey, Terrence, what's up? Mia, what's going on? We almost at the bottom, y'all. Cross Country Cruiser. Little Miss Introvert, what's going on, ladies? Shar, Holla, you watching from Texas? Hey, Texas. Howard, I said Howard, Lord. Hey, Harold, Jazzy, what's going on? LaDonna, Franny, yes. Okay, I think we're at the bottom. I think we're at the end. See, Cajun, that's why you be getting timed out. Hey, Yana, Montrez, Amber, Gabby, Vinny Van, Mitwit, Two Tam Tam. Okay, Two Tam Tam. Butterfly. Butterflies in the sky. What's up, universe soul goddess? Okay, I think that's everybody. If I missed your name, charge it to my head and not my heart. Okay, hey y'all, come on in, come on in, come on in. DB started it. Oh, my bad. Well, let the record reflect. DB started it today. It's usually occasion, but okay, y'all. Yes, cancer season. I meant to put that on my put that up on my Instagram. It's cancer season. Shoot. Hey, I need to change my background. It's Pride Month almost over. I can change my background. Cancer season. She did. Harold said she didn't, and I believe Harold. If Harold said that she didn't start it, then I believe Harold. DB, now you playing word games. DB said, I said a hooker, and he deemed himself to be who I was talking about. I'm not doing this with the two of y'all. Let y'all go back. Go back to what y'all was doing. Y'all like to fight, y'all. Y'all like to fight. Anyway, come on in, y'all. Let's get into some things. So we have a lot going on today. Let's talk about it. We have some updates. We have some information. I didn't mention this yesterday, but let me say something. And this, I don't want this to come out sounding arrogant or anything like that. I really don't want it to sound like that. But hear what I'm saying, you guys, in the spirit in which I'm saying it. I don't want nobody to get offended in how I'm necessarily saying it. So yesterday, it made headlines that Carmelo Anthony's got this new legal team and they about to boom, boom, boom. And yes, he justice for Carmelo Anthony. Listen, I need y'all to listen. Because I don't want my tribe to go out here looking crazy. Hey, Tracy, what's up, boo? I don't want my tribe. Hey, Pen, hey, girl, hey. Diamond Candy. I don't want my tribe to go out here looking crazy. So let me say this. Hey, Miss Parker, thank you for being a member. Yes. Being a member for 38 months. Yes, 38 months. Generally speaking, and Half Pin is in here. She is my legal expert. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Generally speaking, when you file an appeal, generally speaking, it's not the same attorney. An appeal is a specialty, just like criminal law is a specialty. Civil law is a specialty. Malpractice law is a specialty, right? Civil rights is a specialty. These are specialty things. So generally speaking, when you file an appeal, you generally would have a different legal team. That's not a 100% thing. That's a general statement. So somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. But I just feel like, okay, Happen said, yes, that's true. There are people that can only do appeal. Right. So I know this case has us feeling some kind of way. Like, I got it. But I also don't want us to get so worked up over every little thing. Please understand something. I need y'all to keep y'all expectations low. I saw people saying, yes, he getting out of jail. Yeah, Carmelo gonna be all right. I need y'all to keep y'all expectations low. And I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why. I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why you need to keep your expectations low. Reason number one, an appeal they have to find that there was something done in the trial. Something was not done correctly in the trial. They can't just say, well, he didn't get a fair trial, so he needs to get a new trial, or he needs to be set free because the judge didn't allow any black people on the jury. That's not enough for them to, listen, keep your expectations low. That's not enough. A jury of your peers does not simply mean people who look like you. It doesn't. There were men on that jury. There were other minorities on that jury. It doesn't simply mean, oh, well, there wasn't no black people. Okay. It doesn't mean that they just, right, procedural errors. It doesn't mean, oh, well, they didn't allow a videotape in that should have been let in. That's not what that means either. Now, if they can find that there was a procedural error in why the judge wouldn't let an audio tape in or a videotape in or something along those lines, there has to be, and here's the thing. It's in the state of Texas. That's another reason why I want y'all to keep y'all expectations low. Have y'all been paying attention to what has been going on in Texas? Governor Hot Wheels has stacked the court down there. Have y'all not been paying? We've been talking about that on the Teacher Project as it relates to these cases that are going on and these things that are going through the courts down there in Texas and Florida. The courts are stacked. And listen, I don't want y'all to think that there's no hope, but I see these headlines and people grab onto these headlines and it's just like, I don't want y'all to get y'all feelings hurt and be like, if you're reviewing for any legal errors that negatively impacted the outcome of the trial, right? Now, at the end, just like last week when they were like, the judge is stepping down because of all of the pressure. The judge knew that he was wrong and he's stepping down. No, the judge's term is up and he was always going to leave. He's not doing anything he wouldn't have done. If Carmelo Anthony had been acquitted, he would still be leaving. He's not doing anything different. And that information was out there before the trial. Now, do I think that Carmelo Anthony got a fair trial? I don't. I don't want anybody to feel like I don't think he got a fair trial. But there's a whole lot of people, unfortunately, sitting in jail right now that didn't get fair trials. Abby says somebody give him a rock hammer and a big poster. Shout out to the Shawshank Redemption. Listen. And here's the thing. I'm praying just like everybody else is praying. But I just don't want us to get caught up in these things. Okay? I wouldn't be as the tribe over here. I just want the tribe to be out in these streets correct. That's all. That's all I'm saying. All right. The bar is open. Tracy says that she's got a triple berry martini, a brown sugar peach whiskey sidecar, and a hibiscus Hugo spritz. And for the non-drinkers, we have an alcohol ginger mango mojito. No hito. I'm sorry, it's a no hito. Well, you already know to slide that peach and whiskey sidecar down the bar. Y'all, I have the menu for our meet and greet next month. Y'all want to know y'all want to hear the menu? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that. Y'all remind me. I'll give y'all the menu a little bit later on. Y'all remind me. But I have the menu, so that you guys know what's gonna be there. Like I said, we have. Or should y'all? Oh, y'all want to wait and be surprised? There's a manifestation of work. And let me tell you something, Kenneth. I believe that too. Let's be clear. I am praying. I am praying. And I want it to be the case. Let's be clear. But I just, I see these headlines and I just be like, oh my gosh, these people. They use preemptive strikes to accept people, to not accept people like teachers, educators like teachers. But there's nothing wrong with that. You can use a preemptive strike to strike people for whatever reason. That's what it's called, a preemptive strike. You can do that. They said that they thought that teachers would not be able to be impartial because this was a school situation. I mean, is it true? Maybe not. But that's what a preemptive strike is. I'm not going to say it's not enough. I'm going to say I don't think it's enough. Because I don't know, I didn't go to nobody's law school. And I'm certainly not a judge. But I don't think that's enough. Now, I could be wrong. But just saying, oh, they didn't let any teachers on the jury. Well, it is a case dealing in a school, and they might have felt like a teacher would have been biased one way or the other. It may not make sense to use it, but they have a right to use it. You know what I mean? They have a right to use. Listen, when you start, did y'all ever look at that show Bull? It came on CBS. It was actually based on Dr. Phil's Real Business. That's how Dr. Phil met Oprah Winfrey. Dr. Phil had a business where he did jury. I forget what the right word was, but he had a science on how to read juries. And lawyers strike people for all sorts of reasons. They say, hey, we don't think it's a good idea if you have teachers on this jury. Okay, well, we're not going to have teachers on this jury. We think it's a good idea that you don't have people who've ever worked an overnight shift before. Okay, well, we're going to strike. And they'll ask you the question, have you ever worked a third shift job before? Have you ever da-da-da-da-da? Okay, we want to strike this person. It doesn't have to make sense. They have the right to do it. That's why they're called preemptive strikes. That's what, you know. Yeah, y'all remember Bull? Bull was one of those shows that COVID ruined. Bull was a great show, and then COVID sort of ruined it, in my opinion. I think the writing, they didn't know. Yeah, there was some shows that handled COVID so well, and then there was some shows that just did not. I'm gonna tell you a show that handled COVID really well was that show. It had the Black Judge that was on CBS. It was the Black Judge. They did one season over on OWN. OWN picked it up for like one season, maybe 2 seasons. But it was the Black Judge. I forget the name of it, but y'all know what y'all know the show I'm talking about over on CBS. They did such a good job at how they wrote around COVID. Oh my gosh, that was I think out of all of the shows that had to figure out All Rise, that was it. Thank you, Tracy. I think they did the best job of how to write around COVID, because they literally had them doing cases on Zoom. Like they showed them like on the Zoom calls doing the cases. They showed how they were quarantined. They filmed around all of that, and it really showed how they had to adjust the docket and how people's real lives were affected through COVID on the show. It was so good. They did. If I had to, I didn't watch every single show during that time, but out of the shows that I watched, I felt like, as far as scripted shows, I feel like they did the best job of adjusting. Yeah. All Rise was a really good show. I hate that. I felt like that's one of the shows I felt like it was canceled before its time. And even when it went over to the OWN network, you could tell it had different writers. Oh, it's blurry. You could tell it had different writers. I didn't enjoy it as much on OWN. I watched it, obviously, I supported it, but I didn't enjoy it as much on OWN. All Rise went down when it stopped focusing on the judge. Well, unfortunately, that's how these shows do, Gerald. Queen Sugar is another show that got ruined because of COVID. It was such a good show, and COVID ruined Queen Sugar. Number one, they had to throw a whole storyline out with Queen Sugar. If you guys were watching Queen Sugar before COVID, they were having that whole storyline with the daughter going against the white guy and his daughter, the black lawyer. Remember, they were going to have that whole showdown. Like, that's how that season ended before they had to stop filming. Remember that? Ebby remember, because we used to review Queen Sugar. They had the I forget the names, y'all, but the daughter going against the white guy that she damn, I can't get it out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But they had to scrap that whole storyline because the woman, Charlie Borderline, yes. Charlie was supposed to be going against the lady, remember they were fighting over the mill, and it was the black lady. She was on the one that was on Underground, and she's been in all kinds of stuff, but I can't remember her name now. But she was pregnant in real life. She was actually pregnant in real life. She was quarantined in New York. They filmed Queen Sugar in Atlanta. She was quarantined in New York. And then Charlie, the lady who played Charlie, she actually had, I think she had a miscarriage. I think she ended up having a miscarriage in real life. And so all of that affected the filming and people being quarantined and all that stuff. Oh yeah, I did Queen Sugar and Greenleaf, baby. Those were our shows. Me, Ebby, and El Teddy. Oh, baby. Those were our shows, honey. Absolutely. Is Xavier here? Because Xavier is good about finding my Xavier is good at finding my playlist. But yeah, baby, we did Queen Sugar. Amina Van, thank you. And so she actually got stuck in New York. She was pregnant in real life and she got stuck in New York and they had to throw that whole storyline out. And Charlie's character left the show after she had the miscarriage. So a lot of, but Queen Sugar that was a good show. No, Tyler Perry did not do Greenleaf. Thank Jesus. Thank you. Greenleaf was another one. I think it was affected by COVID, but I don't think it ruined it. I think Greenleaf had just run its course. Greenleaf, I think, was one of those shows that has sort of kind of run its course. I don't know where else they were going to go with Greenleaf. The man on Bull had sexual harassment charges. Yeah, he did. But anyway, so that was that. Child, I don't even know we left off, child. But what's up, French kids? Hey, T. Did I say hi to T? Whenever I see one, I think I see the other. But Carmelo Anthony, that's what we were. Okay, all right. Okay, Carmelo Anthony. Okay, let's keep going. United Airlines CEO said that the airline's goal is to recover 100% of the increase in jet fuel costs as quickly as possible by raising prices around 20%. But warns customers not to expect fares to come down even if fuel prices go back to normal. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the problem with once things go up, they very seldom go down. Because and here's the reason why once things go up, they very seldom go down. Because people realize that you're still willing to pay the price. They say, oh, well, we went up 20% on airline prices and people were still flying. So why would we go back down? It's kind of like when they started making us pay for bags. We didn't used to have to pay to check a damn bag. Everybody wants to do a carry-on now because now we got to pay to check these bags. Pre 9/11, we didn't have to pay to check a bag. But once they started charging us to check bags and people still paid it and had to check a bag, and in some cases you have no choice, like depending on where you're going. I remember the first time I paid to fly to check a bag was for a wedding. And I had my grandma, I was like, it's no way I cannot check a bag. I was a bridesmaid. I had my bridesmaid dress and all the shit that I needed, like I can't get that in a carry-on. And I had no choice. 20% is a very big hike. But the fact that he said, and we ain't going back down, that's the problem for me. Grease says charge for everything. Who cares about these customers? Right. Well, I'm just letting y'all know y'all might want to make United your last option. Now, that's not to say that all the other airlines are going to do it, but I don't feel like all the other airlines are going to be bold enough to say it. That's all I'm saying. Like I feel like the other airlines might not be bold enough to say, "Yep, and we gonna do it." Exactly, Abby. Depending on where you're going and how you gonna get there, you really don't have a choice on checking a bag. People are starting to mail stuff. Yeah. Is Southwest still in business? Yeah, Southwest still in business, honey. Katie K done gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, boo. Let's see who got them. Let's see who got these memberships. Shout out to the members. I'm gonna have some members only content for y'all this weekend. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what it is yet. I'm gonna just know I'm going somewhere this weekend, and I'm gonna give y'all some members only content. And I am. All right, let's see. Congratulations. Okay, Harold, Amber, Mother Twerks. Okay, Mother Twerks. Jane, BKNY, and Dorian. This is Doreen blessed. Doreen is blessed. Thank you. Congratulations, you guys. Thank you for being here, and thank you so much, KDK, for the memberships. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Sexy Red is suing a former security guard. She claims that he stole over $500,000 in jewelry and designer bags, said they were stolen during her mom's birthday retreat. See, I was trying to get the QR code put on my t-shirts for the cruise, but the way James makes the t-shirts, it wouldn't have worked because he uses the vinyl. Like this right here, this is like a vinyl. It's not a pressed t-shirt. And so when you have to peel back the vinyl, the thing about a QR code is that it's very, very specific. So one little thing being off would have fucked up the shirt. So we couldn't do it on the cruise shirts, but I actually have thought about doing QR codes. Yeah. I've definitely thought about it, and I'm gonna figure out how to get it done too. I sure am. You in the bushes at work? Okay. Shh, in the bushes at work. Tracy, Abby said, Tracy, I will happily pay to get my window seat every time. Can I get a window seat? So there's that, honey. I'm sorry for your mama. Sorry for your mama, honey. We still have tickets for the Dreaming Out Loud meet and greet event. I told you guys we have the menu ready. So we still have tickets. I'm going to be selling these tickets until July the 18th, honey. I'm going to be selling these tickets until July the 18th. If you're in the DC area and you would like to join us, it is not too late to get you a ticket. Okay? We're going to be having a good time. We got a lot of stuff planned for you guys. Oh, a QR button. Now, I like that idea, Yogi. Putting on a button with the QR code. I like that idea. I like it. I'm going to have to look into that. Tracy, we need to look into QR code buttons. I like that idea. See, look, I like how y'all be thinking. Again, by all, y'all come on through. If you are not in the area and you want to donate a ticket for somebody that lives in the area to come, by all means, you may do that. Or if you want to just make a donation to the event to go towards the food or the other supplies and things of that nature, by all means, you can do that as well. The venue is paid for, though. I'm just saying. Thank you so much, KDK said, for your good heart and welcoming spirit. Thank you so much. I appreciate that y'all see these things in me. I appreciate y'all so much. I really do. I really, truly do. We're going to come back to Tigger and the DL Whisperer. We're going to come back to them in a minute. Brandon Marshall, who is a football player, he is under scrutiny because there's a video that was posted of him making his son run at 2 a.m. in the morning. And so, of course, social media is now debating whether he's doing too much, whether he's going too far, yada, yada, yada. Now, Brandon Marshall said, this is my son, and I'm going to raise my son the way I need to raise my son to keep him from being a bum, okay? Now, let me say this. The only problem I have with this is that you posted it on social media. See, we got to go back to just keeping our business to ourselves. We just have to go back to keeping our business to ourselves. I don't know what that boy did. I don't know what he did. I'm not being funny. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he brought home a bad report card. I don't know if he cussed the teacher out. I don't know if he was disrespecting his mama. I don't know if he forgot to take the trash out and it was trash day. I don't know if he told, if he forgot to put the food out for the dog. I don't know what the boy did. I don't know. But let me tell you what I know. I know that if I did not wash them dishes to my mama's standard of dishes, and my mama took a dish out the cabinet that was dirty, I know my mama made me wash all them dishes in the cabinet. I know that if it was my week to do the dishes and I didn't clean, my week to clean the kitchen and I didn't clean the kitchen the way I was taught to clean the kitchen, I knew my mama would wake me up in the middle of the night to go and fix that shit. And she didn't give a damn whether I had to go to school in the morning or not. I remember that. I know that. Now listen, some people might say that's child abuse, had that boy running at 2 a.m. I don't know what that boy did. I don't know what that boy did. And maybe if I get more information and I find out what that boy did, I might say, now he doing too much. I don't know what that boy did. But I know this. Brandon Marshall. Keep them people off your street. Keep them people out your business. You said, was he making him run as a punishment or were they doing skill or drill? You know what? I don't know, but at 2 a.m, I don't feel like they need to be doing no drills at 2 a.m. But let's ask the people. Let's ask the people. Lord, I can't type today. What's wrong with my finger? He said, as a disciplinary punishment because his son was not listening. The former NFL wide receiver who filmed the incident and shared it on Instagram stated he was using the early morning exercise to teach accountability, leadership, and to train his son to be a warrior. Again, I don't know what the boy wasn't listening about. I don't know what he didn't listen to. I don't know why he didn't listen. I don't know what he didn't listen to. But like I said, I know my mama used to make me wash them dishes. Sweep that floor, take out the trash. All I'm gonna say is don't put it online. Don't put it online. Because that's where you went wrong. Y'all got a problem with the word warrior? Because I see everybody saying warrior. That's bothering y'all. Okay. Not call the people. I still don't have a problem with it. I don't know why warrior's bothering y'all, but y'all have a right to be bothered by it. But they ain't bothering me. Because my thing is this. He's doing too much. I don't think he is. Make that boy run. You wasn't listening, being disrespectful. Because to me, not listening is being disrespectful. If I ask you to do something and you choose not to do it, to me, that's disrespectful. I ain't mad about it. Oh, this is a Treasure Lane t-shirt. A Shay Treasure t-shirt. Thank you. The same person that makes my t-shirts made this. James. James made this t-shirt. Shay Treasure. This is an old shirt. This is from during COVID shirt, honey. This is old. This is why I got so many clothes. Because stuff don't go bad. I be wearing it. He has been to jail for domestic disputes. Who, Brandon Marshall? Before social media, parents would have had children sit with signs outside of the house or on the corner. Okay, so why does that word bother y'all? Why does the word warrior bother y'all? I don't understand why that's, I don't know. I mean, that's interesting that stood out for y'all because that didn't bother me at all. That's interesting. Interesting. Social media has made people thirst buckets with no bottom. Well, there you go. They would have called them people on my mama if she posted my mild punishments growing up, cleaning the bathroom at 3 a.m. because I played too much and wet up her floor after she went to bed. Right. Like, I don't know. That's drill runs. Like if you played a sport or doing standard, I don't see the big deal. Sometimes boys need that coming from a mom of 3 grown sons. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like, to me, I feel like, again, I feel like he shouldn't have posted it because that's where you open up the door for all of this scrutiny. But I don't see what the problem is. He's a football player, so that's what he understands. He knows drills. He knows he was taught discipline through practice, through drills, through doing these things. If his son was not listening to him, to me, that is disrespectful. So his son was being disrespectful. And so Brandon is punishing the son. Now, for all we know, that boy might have ran up the street 2 times and then he went to bed. Like, it doesn't say he made him go on a marathon. Again, him posting it is the problem. But I feel like this. The flip side is, if his son was out in the neighborhood terrorizing the neighborhood, then everybody be like, well, where his daddy? Why his daddy don't do nothing? They just let that boy run wild. And I understand some people might say, well, there's a median, there's something in the middle. You don't have to be all the on the extreme, all the way over here or all the way over there. And that's fine. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded right now because I deal with people's badass kids all day long. And I deal with some people's kids who I wish they would make their asses get up at 3 a.m. and run up the damn street. Maybe that's what maybe I'm jaded. Maybe I'm jaded. There's a fine line between discipline and embarrassment. And that's why I feel like him posting it, I don't agree with him posting the video at all. I do not agree with him posting the video at all. But I don't have a problem. Again, based on what I know, I don't have a problem. Social media wouldn't have a problem if the Department of Corrections made them do it. You better say it again for the people in the back. I mean, I just feel like, again, y'all know I'm an old school people. So I'm, Bookie Boo. Only thing I'll say is if parents need to keep punishments off of social media, it becomes part of the child's digital footprint. And once your child goes viral, you can't take it back. I agree 100%. Bookie Boo. I like that name, Bookie Boo. That's my thing. Now listen, one thing I don't agree with is it being on social media. I don't agree with that at all. And he has since taken the video down, but of course it doesn't matter. The blogs have it. Everybody has picked it up. But again, all I'm gonna say is you can't. When I say you can't have it both ways, what I mean is, if the man wasn't raising his child and the child was out here in the streets running wild, the first thing we'd say is, where's his daddy? Why his daddy didn't do nothing? Why his daddy didn't grab him up? You know what I'm saying? But he's using the tools he has outside of the belt. Right. I mean, true. Jay-Z's Rock Nation is clear in the Texas lawsuit brought by former Tony Busby clients. That does not mean Jay-Z. That means Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, has been cleared. I'm going to be honest. I've lost track of all these lawsuits. I don't even know what's going on in these lawsuits anymore. I know we ain't heard Tony Busby name in a long time. Tony Busby done went over there and sat his ass down somewhere. So yeah, I don't even know. Let me see. Okay. All right. Jordyn Woods. Now, for those who do not know who Jordyn Woods is, remember Jordyn Woods is I think her and Kylie Jenner are friends again. I don't think they're friends like they used to be. But if you guys remember years ago, Jordyn Woods was friends with Kylie Jenner, and allegedly she was not allegedly, but that's when Khloe was still dating that boy that the father of her child, her children. And there was some inappropriate situations, and it became a big deal. I don't know if you guys remember, that's when Jada Pinkett was still doing the Red Table Talk, and she had Jordyn Woods on the Red Table Talk to tell her side of the story and clear her side of the story up. And once them Kardashians realized that Jordyn Woods had a little juice, because Tristan, thank you. Once them Kardashians found out that Jordyn Woods wasn't some little poor black girl that needed them for clout and for fame, and realized that Jada Pinkett Smith was friends with the family, and Will Smith was friend, and they had her back, and they gave her that platform, that Red Table Talk platform. They shut the fuck up. I remember that. I remember they shut up and left her ass alone after that. I remember that. But anyway, Jordyn is now engaged to Karl Anthony Towns, who is a part of the world champion New York Knickerbockers. And there was a whole thing that went viral. Jordyn is a designer. Jordyn is a designer. She has her own like purse line and shoes and accessories and things like that. And she had this lucky purse, this orange lucky purse that she used to wear to all the games. They thought it was the lucky purse. When she had that purse, the Knicks won. And then the game that the president went to, the Knicks game, she wasn't allowed to bring her purse in. And so she became innovative, and she made shoes out of the purse. And she said, don't worry, the purse is still in the house, right? Even though they lost that game. But she wore shoes. And so she has since gone viral. The purse has gone viral. It's sold out. All of these things. And congratulations to her. I applaud her, right? I applaud her for it. Great. Yesterday, she announced a partnership with Target. And I'm going to be honest and tell y'all, I really don't care about nothing as it relates to her partnership with Target, other than all of them motherfuckers that was defending Jay-Z last week. I want y'all to come down here, and I want y'all to have that same energy defending Jordyn. That's what I want. I want all of y'all motherfuckers who was backflipping and backstroking for Jay-Z last week, defending him, doing his Target partnership, and all the reasons why he did that partnership with Target. I just want y'all to come down here and defend her. I want y'all to have that same motherfucking energy for her. That's all I want. That's all I want. The same people that was defending Jay-Z, I just want y'all to have that same energy. I don't see the same people that was defending Jay-Z last week. I don't see them same people defending Jordyn. I don't see TikTok videos. Here it is right here. Jordyn Woods faces backlash after promoting beauty Target campaign amid ongoing boycott. Her and Karl Anthony Towns, they did a whole pop-up yesterday at the Target and all of that. That's the lucky purse she's got on right there. That's the lucky purse. Listen, I'm gonna be again. I really don't give a damn. And when I say that, y'all, I don't want to sound callous. The only reason why because at this point, y'all do what y'all gonna do. Y'all the people that Harriet would have left. Y'all the people that Martin Luther King would have cussed out. And let's be clear, Martin Luther King would have cussed you out. I don't want y'all to let the Southern preacher fool you. Martin Luther King would have cussed your ass out. I'm just telling you what I know. So I'm not even arguing with the people no more about whether they should or shouldn't go to the damn Target. Okay, I'm not even fighting with the people no more about that. But what I will say is, I want all of them people. I want y'all to have that same motherfucking energy. That's it. That's it, and that's all. Can you all have that same energy, please and thank you? And I was gonna buy one. I was gonna buy one of them purses because the purses are cute. I was gonna buy one of them purses. I don't want one no more. Let her new friends down to the Target buy her purse. But that's what I was saying last week. Y'all were only defending it because it was Jay-Z. And y'all like Jay-Z. Y'all weren't defending, because them same people that had with Jay-Z, that was defending Jay-Z, are the same people that was jumping on Tabitha's fucking neck. What's her name? Tabitha Brown's neck when she didn't pull her stuff from Target. Y'all the same ones that jumped on her neck. And when that woman came down here and tried to explain to y'all that business sometimes is business, that people have contracts and it ain't as easy as that. It's not so easy to just walk away when you sign a contract and you're doing business. And people was like, I don't care if you was down for the cause, you would do it. If you was down for the people. But them same people that was dumping on Tabitha Brown's neck because she couldn't pull out of her contract, or she wasn't willing to pull out of her contract with Target when this boycott started. The same people that was defending fucking Jay-Z last week, I want to see that same energy for Jordyn Woods. That's all I'm saying. Right. They roasted her, cussed her out, did think pieces, TikTok videos, talked about that woman like a dog. Called her a sellout. All this stuff. But when Jay-Z did it, y'all just don't understand business. Y'all don't understand how this business works. Y'all get on my nerves. That's why I was so irritated last week, because I already knew. And that's why I said last week, just say you want to buy the damn buy the damn album. Just say you want to buy the damn album. Just say you want to buy the damn album. But stop coming up with all these excuses to justify the shit. Just say you want to buy the damn album. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. I respect that more than you trying to come up with all these fucking excuses. Now my friend and her community of boosters will get you. But inbox me, I'll send you my address. I'll send you my address. The tea bag popped. Now all the stuff floating around, child. I'm just saying. I don't even care what color. Jessica said, I bought the Reasonable Doubt cassette off of his website months ago for $15. Why the Target partnership? Okay. Child, the people said we don't understand business, child. That's what the people said. Hey, Philly John, what's up? Oh, Lord. Okay. All right, now let's get to this big ticket situation. Listen, I might need to come down to the people house and apologize. We've been following this big ticket situation. We started with the wife dropping the cryptic video saying, ask my husband what happened to my face. And then she came back and said, I want to be clear. I never said my husband put his hands on me. Then Big Tigger, he did his PSA announcement and said, I did not put my hands on my wife. I'm not having an affair with my coworker, which is what the wife was alleging. And then the coworker did a whole PSA and said, I am not sleeping with that man. I'm sorry for that man. I didn't do nothing with that man. And then we found out that this woman got a missing child. And when I say a missing child, I'm saying the husband, her baby daddy of her oldest child, has filed a missing persons report because she took the child for the weekend visit and never brought the child back. Next thing he know, she in Atlanta pregnant, marrying Big Tigger. So we want to know, where is the baby? We asked that question yesterday. Where is that child that disappeared from Randallstown, Maryland? How many years ago it was, y'all? Like 6 years ago? That's what we want to know. Where's that baby? Then I wake up this morning. Well, it wasn't this morning, but I look at my phone this morning and Big Tigger done been arrested. They said that the Big Tigger was arrested. His real name, Darian Morgan, was booked into the Fulton County Jail on charges of aggravated battery and cruelty to children. Now, this happened on Saturday. We just found out about it today. But this happened on Saturday. He was bonded out the same day, so he got out on Saturday on a $10,000 bond. Y'all, I am confusion. And just because he was arrested doesn't mean he did it, doesn't mean he didn't do it. But just, I don't know what's going on with this. Now, on Father's Day, remember she posted that cryptic message on Father's Day, which means that when she posted that message, that was after he was arrested and released. Right, the cruelty to children part. But y'all know sometimes with these charges, it could be, we got to wait and get all of the details on what she's alleging. We need to get the police report or the indictment and find out what they're actually alleging happened. Right, exactly. Elsie, where you been? Hey, right. It could be that the child was in the room when the incident allegedly occurred. Child cruelty. That's one of those things where the way that's written, So we're too sober for this storyline. We're crazy Tracy out with the drinks. Right, because, and again, I'm not trying to make light out of DV. Please understand, I'm not trying to make light out of it. But this is a crazy situation. You had her coming down, and then you had her coming back, and I mean, maybe she came back and said he didn't do it because maybe he made her. Maybe he threatened her. Maybe she was coerced into making that statement. I don't know. But then, she said it didn't. I never said it was my husband. And then we were like, well, if it wasn't your husband, who the hell was it? And then, like I said, then we find out about you have a whole child neglect. You were convicted of child neglect up here in the state of Maryland. You were convicted, lost custody of your child. And then the weekend when you had visitation with your child, the child came up missing. The father said you never brought that baby home. Next thing he know, you down in Atlanta, pregnant, marrying Big Tigger. That lady face was effed up. Let's be clear. Something happened. Something happened. Her face was swollen. Something definitely happened. Okay. But I'm not going to say take me out the group chat because I want to be in a group chat because I really want the details. I want to know what the hell happened. I want to see how this plays out. So don't take me out the group chat yet. Because I'm nosy and I want to know. I'm going to just tell y'all the truth. I'm nosy and I want to know. So don't take me out the group chat yet. Right. Bell Tower is my home. Where is that baby? Because I'm gonna be honest, the two adults don't get me wrong. Again, I'm not making light of DV, but for me right now, what's more important to me is that child. I care more about where that child is, and I'm not even being funny. I'm being dead ass serious right now. I care more about where that child is because we looked it up, and there was an updated story. The latest that was written about it was back in what was it, like April of this year? We found an article and that baby still hasn't been found. So it's not like she got the child down there in Atlanta. The article said that there's no update in the case, that the daughter is still listed as a missing person. So where the fuck is the baby? And I'm not even being funny. I'm being so serious. Looking at old tribe meetings thinking it was like, girl, not you were looking at an old tribe meeting, Cheryl. After Big Tigger went back on the air, the cops snatched him. Yeah, because he went back on the air last week. He got arrested on Saturday. Because before we care about these adult problems, I want to know about the child. Where's the detective over the missing child? Right. I need to know what's going on up here in Maryland. I need to know what's going on up here in Maryland. I'm just saying. Right, Kim. I don't care about these adult problems. I mean, again, I ain't saying he right or wrong for putting his hands on her. If he put his hands on her, he wrong. Period. Full stop. But I want to know where the baby is. Like, I don't care about y'all. Y'all adults. That's adult problems. Where's that baby? Yeah, the missing child case is still open. Sure is. Yeah, the child should be about 17. Yeah, we talked about that last week. We pulled that article. And remember, I found an article that's as recent as like 2 months ago. And they're still saying that the child is still listed as a missing person. Why isn't the person who had the child last not in jail? Well, if they can't, just because the child was with her last doesn't mean if she told the police a story that the child never came home from school or the child went out to play and never came home. I mean, if they can't prove that she did anything nefarious, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they looked at her. I'm sure they investigated that. I'm sure they investigated the mama. I'm sure they did. Did she try to blame the child's father when it happened? Probably Elle said. I'd have to go back and look that article up again. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on, somebody. Hold on. Give me a second. Thank you, Mia. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. According to Atlanta WSB TV, this is what allegedly happened. Thank you, Mia, for sending me this article. Morgan was arrested on Saturday and was later released on $10,000 bond for allegedly assaulting his wife, Alicia Brown. According to the arrest affidavit from May, Morgan and his wife, Alicia Brown, were in an argument in their bedroom over text messages he had received from a female co-worker. Brown told the police that the back and forth text messages from her husband and the co-worker had been going on for a couple of weeks. Lord. Where's the rest of the... I hate when they do this when you can't find the rest of the damn article. Hold on, y'all. They put all these ads in here. Okay, here we go. That's when Brown said Morgan began raising his voice, yelling at her, calling her, saying, you're psycho, telling her she's psycho. Well, he might not be wrong, because where's the baby? Okay. That's when... Okay. Brown said Morgan then pulled out his phone and began recording her. Brown said she tried to grab the phone from Morgan's hand, and then he tackled her to the floor to get the phone back. During the incident, Brown said she ended up with a small bruise on her lower lip. Okay, y'all not gonna like what I'm getting ready to say. Y'all not gonna like what I'm getting ready to say. Hear me out. Before y'all start cussing, hear me out. I need y'all to hear me out. First of all, this is all her statement. This whole thing is what Brown said. So number one, this is a one-sided account. This is what she said happened. So let's start from the beginning and let's start there. Number two, based on what I just read, she assaulted him first. Y'all do know snatching something out of somebody's hand is assault, right? Y'all do know that, right? If you're arguing with somebody and you snatch something out of my hand, y'all do know that could be deemed as an assault. So according to this, she said they were arguing. Brown said, you're psycho. The fact that he pulled out his phone and started recording her makes me feel like he knew he needed to document what was happening. That's what that says to me. Now, again, I'm not saying that he did not cause any bodily harm to this woman, but what I am saying is the fact that that man took his phone out and started recording her makes me feel like, number one, this ain't their first rodeo. This is not their first rodeo. He said, oh shit, you might have got me once, but you won't get me twice. Let me get my phone and let me record what's getting ready to happen. That's what it says to me. Now, y'all might not agree with me, and y'all might be like, really, B, you bending over backwards to defend this man. That's fine. But I'm telling you, as I was reading this, this was what I heard. This is what I heard, okay? Then she said she tried to grab the phone from his hand, and then he tackled her to the floor to get the phone back. So number one, you didn't try to grab the phone from his hand. You grabbed the phone from his hand. Because if he tackled you to get his phone back, that means you had it. So when it says here, you tried to get the phone, you didn't try. You had it. You had the phone in your hand. And yes, okay, he tackled you to get his property back. And then all it says after that is, during the incident, Brown said she ended up with a small bruise to her lower lip. Brown said she then went down to the basement inside of their home, which is where they work from home. She said Morgan followed her to the basement office. I will show you, psycho, Brown yelled at Morgan as she unplugged a computer from the wall. And the affidavit said, I helped purchase this equipment for the two of us. Brown says that's when Morgan came up behind her and grabbed her arms and told her to stop. Brown says she told Morgan to leave her alone and take your hands off of me. Brown said that after that, Morgan used force to move her and shove her, causing her to stumble head first into an office door. The report says that Brown sustained a deep cut above her left eye. According to the affidavit, the incident between the two was all caught on their Ring security system. Brown ended up going to Dunwoody Urgent Care Clinic, where police were ultimately called to investigate. She was then taken to Grady Memorial Hospital because of the severity of the cut. Brown was initially not cooperative, telling police she was afraid of what Morgan might do to her, and because he is a well-known celebrity and nobody would believe her. The cruelty to children charge comes from the fact that the couple's 13-year-old son... The couple's 13-year-old son was home during the fight and heard everything happen. In the last couple of weeks, Morgan addressed on social media and during his radio show what he called significant public discussion and speculation regarding his personal life. He said, I want to say that I categorically denied these allegations and accusations that have been circulating are false. Out of respect for everyone involved, I'm asking for grace and privacy and restraint as my family navigates this difficult moment. And of course, they reached out to him and his attorney for comment, and they haven't gotten one yet. Now, there is ring cam footage. Hold on, let me go back up. Is this the ring cam footage? There is ring cam footage. I don't know if the police have it or not. Where does 13-year-old son come from? How old is that baby, y'all? This must be a child he has from another relationship or something. Because they have a 1-year-old baby or a 2-year-old baby. Yeah. Maybe they meant 13-month-old son. Because, hold on, let me make sure I read that right. No, the article says 13-year-old son, but maybe they meant month. Maybe that's a typo. Maybe they meant month. Maybe they meant month. Okay, then maybe they meant month. Maybe it's a typo, but it says 13-year-old. But maybe it's a typo and it's supposed to say 13 month. But let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. She has 4 kids. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me say this. My opinion has not changed. This did not change my opinion. It does sound like there was there was a fight and a scuffle, and you know, if your head hit the door in the commencement of the scuffle, because listen, and again, I know y'all might be like, really, B, you really bending over backwards, and maybe I am, but when she said, when she started running to the basement and she said, "I'll show you, psycho," and he know that all his equipment is in the basement, and that's where their home office is in the basement. I mean, I would have chased her ass too. What you mean I'm gonna show you, psycho? What you mean I'm gonna show you, psycho? What were you getting ready to do? You say you unplugged the computer. Where were you going with it? What were you gonna do with it? And again, I just go back to the fact that he pulled that phone out, tells me this ain't his first rodeo. Y'all been arguing. You done some crazy shit in the past. Now, I don't know how much Big Tigger is gonna tell us about what they've been doing and what's been going on in their home. But I'd be willing to put $20 on the table right now that if he ever decide to tell it, if he ever come down here and decide to tell it, I bet you this ain't the first time, and I bet you she done some crazy shit. Now, I don't know whether her head made contact with that door or not. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her face. But what I do know is, did y'all ever see that movie? It's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Lynette Winfield and Martin Lawrence and Regina King. Y'all seen that movie? Y'all remember when he stood her up and they were supposed to go on that date and he ain't show up? Y'all remember when she put that grapefruit in that stocking and beat her own ass? Y'all remember when that happened? I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Moving right along. There's a little bit of an update in this Geno Smith stuff that we talked about yesterday. Remember we talked about this Geno Smith thing? Come to find out, that woman that was at his house is an ex-girlfriend. She is not the mother of that particular child that she was so concerned about, but she is an ex-girlfriend. So they released the 911 tape where she was talking about he beat her ass and blah, blah, blah. And she said she's the ex-girlfriend. I still don't understand why you so concerned about a baby that's not yours that you up there getting your ass beat. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I don't understand why you so involved. And again, I'm not defending him. If he put his hands on her, he's wrong. Full stop. Not defending that. But we saw the videotape of her running past her fucking car. We saw the videotape of him going in the house and closing the door. It was an orange. It wasn't a grapefruit. Okay, it was an orange. We saw the videotape of him going in the house, closing the door, and then you running out of the garage talking about some help, and you ran past your fucking car, and you continue to video and film it. And when the man came back out his house, you ran back towards him. That don't sound like somebody that just got their ass beat. I'm not being funny, y'all. I'm serious. I'm just saying that could be a man beating your ass. That could be a woman beating your ass. If you had just gotten into an altercation with a woman and the woman beat your ass, you ran back for round two. You ran back for round two because when the man came out the house, you ran back towards him talking shit. That don't sound like somebody that was scared to me. That just don't sound like somebody that was scared. No, I watched the Shamir Carlos interview. That's all y'all getting out of me. I'm not watching Shamir and Angela Yee. She going on a whole press tour, and I don't know. No. Everybody's just fucking clout chasing. Everybody is just fucking clout chasing. Like, you videotaping, and I hate that it's so easy. And I hate it for the people who are victims. And I hate it for the women who really do get victimized by these men. Because y'all make that shit every time these women come out and their stories are questionable, you make it harder for the next woman. And again, I don't know what happened in that house between you and that man. I'm talking about Geno Smith now. Maybe there was an altercation and maybe Geno Smith did put his hands on you. I don't know. But what I do know is your behavior does not make me want to be like, oh my gosh, that man beat her ass. Because that your behavior was not the behavior of somebody who just got their ass beat. Sorry, not sorry. Your behavior. Because if somebody just beat my ass, I'm not running back for round 2. Especially when my car is sitting right there. I'm going to leave. Even if that means I have to leave and go down the street and wait for the police to show up. I get it. You called the police. But you ain't have to wait there. The police, I'm sure the police told you to get the hell away. You could have drove down the street and said, I'm going to be down the street because I don't want to be around. I left. I'm down the street. So when the police come, I'll, tell them to flick their sirens or something and I'll come back. But you sitting there talking shit, talking about fuck you, F you, da-da-da-da-da. That does not sound like somebody that's afraid. That doesn't sound like somebody that just got an ass whooping. Right. The baby mama said, don't put me in this. I don't have nothing to do with this. Anyway, moving right along. Excuse me, y'all. All right, hold on. Let's talk about Oprah and let's get into T.S. Madison. Especially when he back in the house. Right, he went in the house and closed the door. That tells me you have ample opportunity to get the hell away. All right, so let's talk about this Oprah situation. Now, Oprah was down to I think she was in Cannes, France. And she decided to tell this little ditty about Whitney Houston. And for those of us who remember the Oprah Winfrey Show, we remember when Whitney Houston came out of rehab and she did her album, I Didn't Know My Own Strength. And I remember when she went on the Oprah Winfrey Show and she sang it and she did the interview. And that's when she talked about how abusive Bobby Brown was and how he spat in her face. I remember her telling that story, right? And between me and you, by that time, Whitney's voice was not, it wasn't what it was. Like she could not sing she could not hit that note anymore. And I Will Always Love You, but she could, she still had the voice. She was still Whitney Houston. She could still give us a little ditty. She could still give us a little ditty. So Oprah told this story about how when Whitney was on the show and she was doing the performance part, how she stumbled and she fell. Now, I read 2 different articles that said 2 different things. The first article I read, Oprah specifically said it didn't have anything to do with drugs. She didn't stumble because she was high. She literally just stumbled. But that Whitney was so shaken up by it because, a lot was riding. This was her comeback. A lot was riding on this. And she was really embarrassed and really upset that they had to stop taping and she had to get herself together. And then Oprah said while Whitney was in the back getting herself together, she went to the audience and she begged the audience not to say anything. She begged the audience, please, if you have pictures, please don't share them. Please don't, blah, 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 blah. And so fast forward, 20 years later, she said, to this day, as far as she knows, none of those pictures ever got out and that story never got out. And she said that she just doesn't think that in today's climate of social media, she doesn't think that would be the case today. Now, what I hate is that Oprah said it didn't have anything to do with drugs, that she just fell. Shit happens. I fall. We trip, we fall. It happens. What pissed me off was that other news outlets picked it up and turned it into Whitney Houston was relapsing, blah, 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 on the Oprah Winfrey show. I hate that. Because Oprah was specific to say she was not high. She was very specific in saying that. However common, Oprah, come here, please. Girl, you didn't have to tell that story. We didn't need to know none of that shit. If the point you were trying to make was that in today's climate, people wouldn't be able to keep those types of stories out of the media, you could have told that story without telling us that story. You understand what I'm saying? You could have said, hey, I did the Oprah Winfrey show for 20 plus years. And there were a lot of things that happened during the taping of the Oprah Winfrey show. And because the audience had so much respect for me, that there were times that we asked them not to repeat things or not to tell stories that happened when the cameras weren't rolling to protect our guests. And they did that. And now it's been 20 years since the end of the Oprah Winfrey show. And some of those stories I've never even heard. Some of those stories have never been told. Some of those pictures have never been released. And I love that about my audience. And I love that about that era of media. And I don't think we could do that today. Girl, that's all you had to say, Oprah. You did not have to come down here and tell us that story. When we said yesterday after Clive Davis went on to wherever the hell it is that he is, and we said we ready for the stories, those are not the stories we wanted. When we said we want the stories now that Clive Davis is gone, that's not what we meant. That's not what we meant. Oh, but you didn't have to tell that story. You didn't need to tell that story. I mean, what is the purpose of telling the story now? It's just like, what the fuck? Why would you? She need to talk about the Ozempic. What she need to tell us about Ozempic? She told us she taking Ozempic. What more we need to know? She told us she taking Ozempic. I don't know what else. What else? And I feel like she's had a nip and tuck. Which is, listen, I told y'all I don't give a damn about that because I'm a nip and tuck my damn self. I promise y'all that. Don't let me get a little bit of money. I'm nipping and I'm tucking. And that's what it looked like. Looked like she did the Ozempic. And then she had a little nip tuck, had a little sucky out the arm. She got her arm sucked out. Looked like she probably got her stomach and her legs done. You know, I ain't mad at her. Oprah look good these days, honey. Oprah look good. I always thought Oprah looked good. Let me be clear. Fat, that's like Lufa. Fat Oprah, skinny Oprah. I'm just glad that she's happy. You know. Oprah needs to tell the truth about her Epstein connection. I don't think she has an Epstein connection any more than Weinstein was the person she had the connection to. I don't care. Everyone tells their Whitney story, so why Oprah couldn't tell hers? Whitney falling is a bad thing compared to what we already know. But Greek son, I think I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is if your whole point was we kept this secret for 20 years because back then we could keep those kinds of secrets that we can't keep now. I'm like, then why the fuck tell the secret? What's up, Treasure? Hey, boo, look what I got on. Right, Kim. Trump first. When Trump come down here and tell us all his Epstein business, then everybody else. Until then, I don't give a fuck. Trump, you come first, and then after Trump, everybody else. I don't care about nobody else. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say I don't care nobody else. But I'm saying, Trump, you first. Quincy Jones did. You right, Kim. Quincy Jones wrote his autobiography, and he said, "Listen, I'm gonna tell it all. Like I'm gonna tell everybody that person was gay, that person was bisexual. I had sex with that person, that person, that person, that person. Oh, and did I tell you about this person? You're right. Quincy Jones came and told it all. But the difference is Quincy Jones told his business. And I'm not, listen, please understand, Oprah has a right to tell her stories. What I'm saying is, if your point was, if the point was that we were able to keep secrets that people today can't keep, people in media today can't keep those types of secrets because everything is sensationalized. My point is, she could have made that point without telling the secret. That's all I'm saying. She could have made that same point without making it about Whitney. I promise you, Oprah Winfrey did that show for 30 years. I promise you she could have told that story about somebody else. I'm sure somebody else failed. Somebody else was drunk. Somebody else was high. Hell, can we talk about Tom Cruise jumping on your motherfucking couch? What the fuck was that about, Oprah? I mean, if we telling it, I'm sure that there were other people she could have told it. That's all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, Oprah know a lot. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure there are other people. I'm sure there were other things. I want to hear Berry Gordy stories. Oh, it's some Berry. I'm telling you, Chuck, if you read, I think I've read every's a strong word. I've read a lot of biographies and autobiographies of a lot of those Motown artists. Oh, all of them got Berry Gordy stories. Black, I was never mad about the couch. I never understood what the big deal was about the couch. But for some reason, it made people, I mean, people had a problem with it. I didn't give a damn about Tom Cruise jumping on that damn couch. I didn't see what the big deal was. But I never gave a damn about Tom Cruise, so there's that. Right. She could have said, well, I'm not going to say any names because, you know, we kept it a secret all these years. We're going to keep it a secret. But she could have, I mean, you know how many people went on her show on a redemption tour? I mean, people might have guessed Whitney, but a whole lot of people went on, hell, a whole lot of people went on her show on a redemption tour. So she just did, I just felt like if the whole purpose of this story was to talk about how y'all could keep secrets, but you telling the secret. That was my only thing. What book? You talking about my book club? I already told you. Listen, Philly John, I already told y'all what happened to the book club. I didn't have time. I'm gonna try to get to some stuff this summer. Look, baby, y'all, listen. I know y'all think I'm Wonder Woman. I know y'all do. I know y'all think I'm Wonder Woman. But there are only 24 hours in a day. The same 24 hours that y'all have. I spend 10 of them hours at work. I come here, I go live. Oh, you talking about Oprah's book club? Oh, okay, because I thought y'all was talking about me. I was like, I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. I be trying, y'all. I be trying. But I'm going to try to, look, I'm trying. Do the best I can. Yeah, I go live almost every day. I'm doing reviews. I still got a life, family, friends. I do the best I can, y'all. But I'm gonna try to get some book stuff this summer because I've been reading books. I just haven't been over there to do content. I'm gonna try to listen. Matter of fact, I'm taking a road trip on Thursday. I think I'm gonna listen to The Polygamist on I think I'm gonna listen to The Polygamist on Thursday, and then I'm gonna watch it so we can do a comparison of the book and the show. Excuse me. I was about to go off, but I was about to be like, look, y'all. Right, Tawanda. I be trying to do the best I can, honey. I do the best. But yeah, I'm doing a road trip, so I'm gonna listen to The Polygamist while I'm on the road. Thank you. Now let's talk about T.S. Madison and his DL Whisperer situation. So for those who do not know, T.S. Madison has been dealing with this guy who goes by the name of the DL Whisperer. Thank y'all. And he really was harassing her like online and, you know, threatening her, threatening to unalive her, threatening to beat her up, threatening her family, her mama. Like, it was a lot. And then he found her address and he decided to drive 2 hours from his home to her home to drive by her house. She wasn't home at the time, but she caught it on ring cam footage. Leave that in Maryland. Anyway, and she had it on the ring cam footage. She proceeded to file once he came like to her home. She proceeded to file a protective order, and then she was given a protective order, and then he violated the protective order. So when he violated the protective order, he was then put in jail. And he's been in jail ever since. I think that happened like back in like November or something like that. He was very defiant in court up until today. You know, refusing to, you know, acknowledge, apologize, whatever. Today, there was a hearing today where T.S. Madison did work out a plea deal with the DA and T.S. Madison worked together, and they worked out a plea deal so that he could get out of jail. But as a result of, it was so funny. I was listening to shout out to Conscious TV. Because it was virtual, it was online. Okay, sorry. So let me just read y'all the details of yeah, he was real demure in court today. Yeah. He was talking, he was, yeah. Oh yeah, I was like, oh, and then he apologized to Maddie and he used her proper gender. He ain't never called T.S. Madison a woman before. He ain't never referred to T.S. Madison as Miss Hinton. I said, oh, see what happened a couple of months in jail? See how that gets you together? Couple of months in jail, get you right together, huh? Hey, what's up, Leo? Hey, boo. Hey, Leo. How you doing, my love? So, under the plea agreement, here's what happens. 8 years of supervised probation, 120 days of credited time served, banishment. Banishment from the Appalachian Judicial Circuit. Banishment. 30 days to leave Fannin, Gilmer, and Pickens counties. This man, the judge told that man in court today, the judge told that man, if you driving through one of these counties, if you're driving through one of these counties, she said you're not even allowed to stop and get gas. He is banned from the county in which T.S. Madison resides and 2 other counties. The judge said, if you are in an establishment for whatever reason and you see T.S. Madison or her family member walk in, you are to leave immediately. She said it doesn't matter if you were there first. You are to leave immediately. 30 days. He got 30 days to leave. 30 days. A permanent order prohibiting any contact with T.S. Madison, her family, or anyone connected to her personally or professionally. Yeah, that's what it is, the surrounding counties. T.S. Madison was also granted a separate permanent protective order. If he violates the terms of this agreement, he will do 10 years. Naquan Palmer, also known as the DL Whisperer, also offered an apology to T.S. Madison for his behavior and actions against her. This protection order also bans him from speaking on anyone personally and professionally connected to T.S. Madison. It also bans media bloggers like Tasha K, Michelle A.T. Elian, and Angela Stanton, and the spiritual whistleblower from mentioning her on her or her family on behalf or about the DL Whisperer. All of these things are considered violations and will send him to jail. Baby. I don't see how this is a comparison, Messy. I don't see how that's a comparison. I don't see the comparison to this. The man went on trial and he was found not guilty. It's not that he didn't have consequences, it's that he was found not guilty. The DL Whisperer was found guilty. Again, we don't have to think that the justice system is fair, but we're not going to say he didn't have any consequences. He was arrested. He was put on trial. He went through a whole court case, but he was not convicted. I mean, that's what that is. You think that's too much? Oh, okay. The DL Whisperer pled guilty. Well, yeah, the plea agreement, he had to plead guilty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he probably need to leave Georgia. I just think, I hear what you're saying. I mean, your feelings are your feelings, but I think it's two separate things. I feel like, and again, I'm not saying this to you personally, I'm saying in general, I hate when we compare things that in my opinion, aren't the same. Like, I'm not going to compare what happened with the DL Whisperer to what happened with a child being unalived. Like, it's two different things. But again, I mean, you have your feelings. Apparently you can control what people say about you. Well, here's the problem. The problem was, as long as he was online saying it, T.S. Madison didn't bother him. I mean, the problem was when he pulled up to her house. That was the problem. When he been talking about her online for over a year. That wasn't where he went wrong. Where he went wrong was when he showed up to her house. That's where he went wrong. Michelle Brown got in it because it is believed, it may not be, it hasn't been proven, but it is believed that Michelle helped him find T.S. Madison's address. Tasha K is involved because Tasha K, he got violated because Tasha K posted stuff and he retweeted it. That's how he violated his protection order, because his original protection order said that he was not allowed to speak on T.S. Madison, including social media. So him retweeting things about T.S. Madison was a violation of the protective order. And once they went to court, I want to say that T.S. Madison was able to provide documentation of like over 10 different violations that up to the protective order. It was something, the documentation was there. Whose business suffered? Yeah, I mean, he said he was going to buy a ticket to T.S. Madison's Halloween party, and just to beat her ass. I'm gonna buy a ticket. The tickets are only $20. I'm buying me a ticket, and they're not even gonna know it's me because I'm gonna be in costume so I can get in and whoop her ass. I mean, these are the things he said online. Whose business suffered? Tasha is 100% going to get him put in jail. She don't care about him and is going to start running her trap. Well, as long as he does not entertain it, as long as he don't talk to her, do no interview, none of that. None of that. He need to just pack up his shit and go on somewhere else. I'm sure he said he had a job at that was funny because the judge asked him where he worked, and he said he was self-employed. And then he said, and I work in the financial aid office at the University of Georgia. Well, which one is it, sir? Are you self-employed or do you work at do you do both? What you, sir? But whatever job he had, I'm sure he ain't got no more. So he can go and pack up his shit and go on somewhere else. And he need to do if he want to keep doing YouTube, he need to do other content. Don't speak on her. Don't say shit about her. He also has two other restraining orders against him. Dominic Morgan filed one, and so did the other guy. It's the other content creator. I know the self-employed part, Yogi. I understand he was talking about the YouTubers, the self-employed part, but then he said he had a job at the University of Georgia. That's not the same. Like, that's not self-employed if you work for somebody. And then he said he had a master's degree in cyber security or some shit. I was like, what? Oh, okay. No, I just didn't know you were talking about. That's all. No, I got you, boo. Daily dose of D. That's it. Thank you, Angela. Daily dose of D. He has a restraining order again as well. Why did he do all of this? Because he's transphobic and he hates trans people. He hates trans people and he clearly hates T.S. Madison. So he need to just pack up his shit. He asked the judge. He asked the judge in court today. Conscious has the if y'all want to go hear the whole thing, Conscious has it on his channel. Conscious TV has it on his channel. But he asked the judge, he said, so what about when I have to come up here for court? The judge said, you won't. Judge said, I'm transferring all of your stuff to, I forgot which county she said she transferred it to. She said, you will have no reason to come here. She said, the only reason why you would need to come back here is if you violate. She said, that you don't have no reason to come here for nothing. We're transferring you. Baby, that lady told you, if you driving through the county, don't stop to use the bathroom. Don't stop to get gas. Like, just don't. Just don't. I think that, again, people get freedom of speech mixed up with freedom of consequence. You can say what you want to say, but there is a consequence. There's a consequence. You can't. Freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence. And I think that's where people get shit mixed up. Yeah, you can go online and you can say all kinds of shit, but guess what? There's a consequence for it. That's it. Dominic Morgan has already gone to jail. Missy, Dominic Morgan's case, there's nothing there. Unless she's been charged with something else that I don't know about. But you said Dominic is headed to jail. She just came from jail. Dominic Morgan's not going to jail. She just came from jail. That case is over. He ain't the first person banned from a county. Child. The entire side of the blogosphere needs to chill. They be real deal harassing people and ending up in court for content. They move like MAGA low key, and I think the courts are catching on. Oh, they're definitely changing laws. The laws are becoming. They're definitely the laws are catching up to social media. It is no longer the wild wild west like it used to be. It is not. It is, one point in time there were no laws regulating the internet and social media because it was new. But the laws are starting to catch up. The laws are starting to catch up. Right. And when speech turns to action, because that's the other thing. Like, and T.S. Madison has said that. I wasn't bothering that man. He could sit online and talk about me all he want. It was when he came to her house. Right, Young Thug is banned from Fulton County. Remember, he was trying to get an exception so he could go and tell me he had to visit his family and stuff, and the judge was like, "Yeah, no." Yeah, I mean, people get banned from counties all the time. Hell, I was banned from driving in a county in North Carolina because I had a speeding ticket, and that was part of it. Was that time I told y'all I got arrested for speeding? Yeah, that county. And I was banned from that county for like a year or something like that. I wasn't supposed to drive in that county for like a year. If I had got caught driving in that county, baby, it was gonna be a problem. You said I thought Maddie had and the Whisperer had restraining orders against each other initially. He may have filed one against her, but I don't understand how he gonna file a restraining order against her when he was bothering her. Like, I don't. That's crazy. But I can't say he didn't. I don't know. He may have. I don't know. I did not cuss out that North Carolina trooper. The fuck if I did. I sure did not. Now that I did not do. Absolutely not, baby. I was scared as hell. I didn't know you could get arrested for speeding. Now, did they put handcuffs on me? No, but he could have. Absolutely not. Shut up. Shut up, Treasure. Baby, I told y'all that story. I told y'all that story. One of my story times I told y'all that story, baby. I was scared as hell. That's when I was in college. I didn't know you could get arrested for speeding. He sure did detain me. But like I said, I wasn't in handcuffs or nothing. I mean, he let me drive and follow him. He kept my driver's license and stuff. He was like, follow me. So I drove and I followed him to the police station. And I remember he was like, how much cash you got? He took me to the magistrate. The magistrate was like, I was in one of them little hick towns in North Carolina. Magistrate was like, how much cash you got? I was like, I got like $70. He was like, $100. I said, this motherfucker. Because I was on my way home. I was on my way home for the summer. So I had like enough money to get gas. You know what I mean? I was like, because I think they thought I had more money like on my debit card. Because then the police officer was like, well, you need me to take you to the bank or something? I said, take me to the bank and do what? I said, I had $70. That's what I meant. I was a college student. My mama had sent me money back then I could fill up my tank for $20. So it only took me one tank of gas to get home. Hell, I was doing good having $70. That was enough money to fill up my tank and get something to eat. Shit, I was good. that was some McDonald's and to fill up my tank, and just in case I needed to get more gas before I got home. Shit. Right, those were the days. I could fill up my tank I had a Ford Escort. Baby, I could fill up my tank in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I ain't had to get no more. Like, I could make it home. Now I would be on fumes. I would be on like, but I could make it to my front door on a tank of gas. Now I usually stopped around Richmond. I would stop around Richmond and get something to eat and get some more gas, but I could make it to my front door if I needed to. I would top it off in Richmond. Mm-hmm. What did you say to your grandmother said to do with the police? I don't remember what my grandmama. I don't remember that. What my grandmama say about the police? I remember my grandmother told me after that. She told me I had a AAA because I had a AAA card, and she was like, "You didn't give him your AAA card?" I said, "No." She said, you know, you could use your as long as it's not drunk driving, you could use your AAA card. I didn't know that. I had a AAA card though, because she paid for that. My grandmother made sure I had a AAA. I was on my grandmother's AAA account until she died. And it was so funny. My aunt, who was the executor of my grandmother's estate, she did not know that. My grandmother did so much stuff for her grandkids. Like she did different things for all of us. My grandmother was like, my aunt, she had to tell me, she said, I'm cutting grandma's AAA card off. She was like, I'm cutting the card off. Like, so you might want to get your own account. I said, damn, shit. And my grandmother was a platinum member too, baby. That was them good benefits. But yeah, I did not know that. And she told me that. I said, well, damn, I wish I knew. But as long as you don't get arrested for as long as it's not drunk driving, you can use your AAA card to post your bail. So I could have used my AAA card and been on about my way. Baby, I had to that was before cell phones. I had to get in touch with my mama. And my mama had to wire the money down here, child. And that was before I was an Eastern Star. I wasn't an Eastern Star back then. Now, if I was an Eastern Star back then, yeah, I probably could have, yeah. Quiet as it's kept and loud as it is, if I was an Eastern Star back then, I probably wouldn't have got pulled over. Now y'all can read that into which I want to read that. I'm gonna say it one more time for the people in the back. If I had that light on the back of my car, like I got it on the back of my car right now, I probably wouldn't have got pulled over. Anyway, moving right along. Nowadays, they don't care if you travel or not. They care. They care in Virginia. They care up here. They care up here. I know let me knock on some wood, but I know they care up here. Maybe they don't care where you are, boo, but they care up here. Exactly, Kim. Exactly. See, people in the chat know. The people in the chat know. Okay, say what you want. Say what you want, player. Anyway, let me get out of here. It is 8:57. I don't know if El Teddy and Ebby and them are still live or not, but if you watch the House of the Dragon, y'all go on over there to Kiss My Cheeks channel. They are talking about the House of the Dragon. I'm going out of town Thursday, and tomorrow night I'm going to the Mystics game. Tomorrow morning I have to run some errands. Because it's already late. I'm not going to do... listen, I'm going to do Rhode Island tomorrow. Before I leave, because I got to pack. I need to wash some clothes. I need to pack tonight, start packing tonight. But I have to get up in the morning. I need to run an errand. When I get back tomorrow from running my errand, we're going to do the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. When I get back tomorrow. It's not gonna be too early. I gotta run an errand when I get up in the morning. We can go get some drinks next week, but I can't do it this week because, like I said, tomorrow night I'm going out. Thursday I'm going to the gym, and after I leave the gym, I'm hitting the road. I'm leaving straight from the gym, and when I get where I'm going, unless I sweat too much at the gym. If I sweat too much in the gym, I'm gonna come home and take a shower, and then I'm gonna leave. But if I don't sweat that much at the gym, Oh, we got the Heart and Hustle panel tomorrow. Fuck, I gotta let them know I can't do the panel. Damn, thank you, Chuck. I gotta let them know I can't do the panel. I gotta let them know. Because I'm going to the basketball game. I'm going to the Mystics game, baby. All right. I did Raising Canaan already, half pen. I did Raising Canaan Saturday morning, boo. Mm-hmm. I'm going out of town on your birthday. Ooh. Okay, Tracy. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm about to send him a text right now before I forget to tell him. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.